we've fortunately been able to get over Molly Cairns, who's joined us. She's a player. She's in a second season now, I believe, with Leamington Royals, plays for the women's team there, and she's been kind enough to join us here to mark International Women's Day, and just talk a little bit about what attracted her to the sport, and also what it means to be able to play a sport like this as a woman. So, thanks for joining us, Molly.
No worries, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. Yeah, so it'd be great if you could just give us a bit of a rundown of how you got into rugby league. Obviously, we can hear a little bit of a northern twang there. So you're obviously not from Leamington.
No, not from Leamington. I'm from Washington in the northeast. But to be honest with you, as you just said, I only joined last season. I'd never played it before. Very much football where I'm from, and I'll be honest, I'd never known until this last year a girl who plays rugby, so it was all really, really new for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've got involved mostly because it was something that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know anyone who did it. I didn't know any girls who played it. It wasn't really like many girls' sports growing up. And then I'd met my partner and I said I always wanted to do it. And then he showed me the trials for not trials, but like the taster sessions for Leamington Royals when we moved here. And he's like, you should go. And I was like, oh, do you know what? All right then. And I went, and it was really, really good. And I'm really, really glad I went.
So, I mean, do you keep yourself fit? Do you do any kind of other exercise or anything like that? Or?
Honestly, I mean, I love my dogs, if that counts. But I do tag rugby, not so much in the winter season because I actually broke my ankle at the very end of league season, so that put me out for a good while.
Was that playing league?
I'm just getting back into. No, it wasn't. It was during tag, but I very literally just rotated around while standing on my own, no contact, and it just went. So thankfully, it wasn't in the game. But it was a bit more embarrassing this way. But yeah, I'm just glad to be getting back into it now, to be honest. And I know we've got a taster session next Wednesday that I'm obviously going to try and get some more people over to. So yeah.
And Molly, how many women do the Leamington team have playing? Or how many did they have playing last year?
Last year, I think we started honestly with about 10, so we did not have enough people at all. So what was really, really nice is the likes of like the Oxford Cavalier girls and such kind of joined in and helped us and kind of like helped fill our numbers. So when we played Outlaws and stuff, they kind of subbed in. With it being the first season we ever set up, it wasn't a massive turnout. And I mean, for the likes of the girls that I knew who I was like, yeah, you should come along. They're like, oh, we're afraid to do the contact side of things, which obviously it's not as
big
scary
step,
as you think it is. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, you don't realise how much of a big thing it is. But yeah, it's absolutely worth doing. I'd say to anybody it's worth doing, because if you don't want to do the contact, you can at least come along and see how to do it safely. And then if you want to try it out, you can. If you don't, you don't. But it's a social thing as well, if anything.
I was going to ask you about that. What are the benefits that you found about playing women's rugby?
Oh, just honestly, the people and just like the capacity for how much, like, not to put anyone off, but how much you can actually get hit. Like for me, I always thought, yeah, I'm really tough. Like I can take it, I can do it. I really wanted to do it. Like I've always been a bit of a tomboy, so I just thought you don't have to be girly, and then not like you can't be too girly to do it. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll do it all, and I think the benefits very much are of seeing what you can handle, like how well you can play, like. For myself, I'd never really done team sports before. It'd always been like gymnastics or something independent. So kind of working with the team on like the broader scope of things has been like really, really interesting. So I mean, like the benefits I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest. I am really, really glad I joined.
Clearly a fan. Well, obviously, we're here to kind of celebrate International Women's Day. So it'd be great if you could tell us, like, what do your friends, perhaps your close friends, family, what do they think now they've got like a rugby league player in the family or within the friendship group?
Well, I'd be honest, a lot of my friends are in shock, kind of like my friends from home. They're like, you do what? Why on earth would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Just in a bit of disbelief, like, I don't know why you do it. That just seems a bit mad. And then my family are completely and utterly unbothered. not
bothered?
Not even bothered at all. No, they're just like, yeah, my mum's just like, oh, that sounds awful. The rest of my family like football, so they're just, it's not even on their school. But no, it's a real mix, to be honest. But the one thing I will say is, like, when that was it on Netflix, the English team, when the girl with the documentary on the girls.
Oh yeah, they did.
I mean, when people started watching that, yeah, I think when like my family and my friends like watched that, because I was like, you need to see it. It's just like, just so you get it, just so you can see how hard like these women work and stuff. Like, it's really interesting. I think when they saw that, they were like, actually, I get it a bit more now. I can see why you do it. Not that I'm any.
Did you watch? Did you watch much of the Women's World Cup this year or last year?
I did, yeah, I did. I went to see some, actually. Where did I go? No, I saw the Challenge Cup, actually. I watched York City Knights versus Wigan. I don't know what thing that was in, though. But they absolutely killed them.
So
I did watch a bunch, but my memory's failing me there.
So since you've started playing, you've become a bit of a fan as well. Have you got a team in particular that you follow?
Oh, do you know what? I'll be totally honest about this one. I was talking to the girls about it.
Else, then?
You did ask if I keep up my fitness. I said yes. So, no, not quite. But no, I mean, I was talking to the girls in the rugby chat about this. Like, well, who was everyone's favourites? And they're like, say St Helens. And then my boyfriend was like, say Castleford Tigers. And I, honestly, in any capacity, I just enjoy watching it. Like, I like going to the live games. It's not that I'm like absolutely chuffed about any particular team or anything like that. I mean, like, especially women in any capacity playing, I just think is ridiculous. Just any women getting involved, I think is brilliant. So I'm not set on one set team really, as much as that is a cop out answer.
No, it just means you're a general fan of the sport, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd say that, to be honest. Yeah, 100%.
And what position do you play then, Molly?
Oh, centre.
Oh, centre. Okay. And how do you feel when you get your strip on, you know, and you step out onto the pitch? Like, what kind of feeling? What's going on? What thoughts are you having?
The first one's usually like, thank God this is baggy. And then, you know what I mean? You know, got to be comfortable. But yeah, after that, no, do you know what? It feels really good. Like I said earlier, I've never been on a team sport before, so like putting the kit on with everyone just feels really good. And getting out, like, I feel like an authentic like player. Like, it's not taking the mick. You think, oh, I've only started last year, this can't be serious. Well, it does feel really good, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Karl and I both talk about, you know, how rapidly the women's and ladies' game is kind of growing. You know, it is one of the fastest sports in the country at the minute. And I'm like you know, I don't really have I suppose I would follow Leeds, being a Leeds men's fan. But I just like watching any sort of women's game. It's just, there's some real skill on show now, and it's great to see.
No, 100%. I must say, like, it is really good watching the women, because it's not to use football as a comparison, but I was absolutely sick to death of watching dive on the floor, and then you're watching these women completely wipe each other out and then get back up and keep going. So it's brilliant, just generally as a sport. And I didn't realise what you just said about it being the fastest growing. So I'm really happy to hear that, to be honest.
So what would you say if you came across, you know, another woman who's thinking, you know, I'd like to give it a go, but perhaps a little bit nervous, don't know how to get started? What would you say to them, and like, what advice would you give?
Well, I'd say I was very much in that exact position last year. I was petrified about going. I didn't think I'd be any good. I thought, I can run. I could probably possibly knock someone over if I tried really, really hard, but I don't want to. I absolutely don't want to knock anyone over. I thought, is that actually the sport for me? I don't want to knock anyone over and I don't want to get hurt, but I just did do it anyways. You don't have to be super fit. You don't have to know what position you're going into. You don't have to know how to tackle. You just, when you go along, I mean, like, our coach has been really great and especially patient with me, Adam, in the fact that when I got there, I kept apologising every time I tackled somebody. I was like, sorry, and they just keep going. And he's like, you need to learn to stop apologising. You're meant to do it. And I just really struggled with it, and I wasn't as fit as I wanted to be, and I had absolutely no idea where I was meant to play. I'd only ever recognised women's rugby as like props. I'd only ever seen props, and I thought, oh God, they're going to kill me. Yeah. So it was a lot more intimidating than it should have been, or it is now. So I'd say just do it, just bite the bullet, throw yourself in, get involved, because even if you don't like it, you'll meet a bunch of people that will help you kind of find your footing, and if anything, you'll just have friends for life.
What are you hoping from this year then, Molly? What's the plans? Are you hoping to get full sort of season in this year, or do you know how recruitment's going?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the team goes, I know everybody's been trying massively to recruit more women, and I think we've done really well. And that probably is at least doubling our numbers as a minimum, which is massive. Like actually having a full team to start with is going to be brilliant. But yeah, I'd like to play every game. Whether I manage after doing one or two and think, oh God, I'm going to get wiped out. Like, yeah, you never know. But I am really looking forward to it. I know our coach has mentioned like the women's league for the Midlands coming up and things, which should be really, really exciting because it's less travelling, I guess, in a sense. But yeah, I really do want to get more people involved in it, less people kind of afraid to make the dive, because it isn't typically considered a women's sport. I think it's getting much more accepted as that now.
Yeah.
But it's not something you assume when you think of rugby, especially not some of the girls that do play. I mean, you just think that big, strong women, which is exactly what everybody is, but everyone's a different shape, and every shape fits a different position. So I just love the mix for me. Like, everyone can do it if they want to.
Well, people like yourself just doing this call with us, you've got to help push it out there and promote it and tell everybody the benefits of the game. You're clearly benefiting from it. You're clearly really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've seen Leamington are really pushing it, which is fantastic on the social. So hopefully this next season we should hopefully have a couple more women's teams, and it should hopefully go from strength to strength.
No, I think it is definitely going that way. And it's a lot more conversation around it this year, and I think because everyone who did go last year had such a good experience with it, and pretty much everyone that I met at the taster session came back. I think it's really great knowing that we've all then went and said what a good time it was and how supportive it was and how much better we feel fitness and everything wise, and that it's just really like growing amongst other sports teams and like the tag side of things as well, getting a bit more involved. And yeah, Molly, I think it's going up to up.
I just wonder if you've got a player in particular that you like to follow, or perhaps try and model yourself on.
Well, I quite liked in the York City United, someone called Peach. I thought she was really really good.
Yeah.
And I thought she's wicked. When I went to watch, I just thought she's what a legend. So I'd quite like to be like that. Yeah, my coach said try and play like Amy Hardcastle.
Oh yeah.
Leeds player, isn't she, Amy Hardcastle?
Now,
yeah.
From Saints last year.
Exactly, but yeah, I mean, I'll take that. Absolutely take that.
I just think I think
put emphasis on the word try.
I just think it's great that there are these women now who play in rugby league, and that they're all of a sudden becoming household names.
I love that as well.
A couple of years ago, probably nobody had heard of Amy Hardcastle, without being disrespectful. But now they're household names now. The World Cup was so successful, and it's only going to go from strength to strength.
But yeah, I'd say it's really nice to hear like women in sport anyways, just as a general, but just the fact that these women are kind of like owning it as much as they are, like they're working their ass off to get to where they are and do what they do, and everyone's recognising it and applauding it, and I think it's brilliant kind of seeing that growing very much.
Super.
Well, Molly, we're going to start wrapping it up now. I have just got a final question, really. Is there anybody that's either been involved in your own personal development, or perhaps give you, words of advice, or got you going or whatever, that you just want to thank here on this recording now? And could you tell us who that is and why?
Oh yeah, am I allowed to do more than one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Feel like a bloody Grammy speech, yeah. No, I'd say definitely my coach Adam Clifford. Right. Massively, because I did not have the confidence to actually do half the things at first. I was very much like, well, I'll go watch and I'll see how I do. And he's very patient and he got me there. And then just generally all the girls on the team have just been so supportive, and it's just such a laugh. And obviously my partner, Ollie, he got me actually involved in playing. So I'd have to give him like at least like 2 points for getting me there.
2 points.
Yeah, 2. Can't be too nice. I need him to do the dishes later. So.
Well, thanks again, Molly. I know it's been short and sweet, but it's been great listening to you. And you're clearly a fan, and I wish you all the best in the coming season and for the rest of your time in Rugby League.
Brilliant. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me on.
No worries, Molly. Just very quickly before you go, are is yourself or any of the other girls interested in coming down and recording a full show with us?
Yeah, probably. I'll give them an ask. Everyone thinks they're too shy suddenly.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure I can drag a couple on.
Well,
am I allowed to give them a drink first and then drop the bomb?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. It'd be funny a show.
Nice.
Not that you sound funny. I'm sure you're hilarious, but you know what I mean.
All right.
But yeah, brilliant. No, thanks very much, lads.
Cheers, Molly. Thanks you very
Molly.
much. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.